This definitely felt, authentic. And I think that's the main thing when it comes to like a mumblecore movie is that sense of authenticity. And that's really what elevates this movie.
To Sean and Cassidy.
What's up, YouTube? It's Drive-By Movies here, and you are watching
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name is Blaze.
And today we're checking out the new film from Dave Franco that hit Amazon Prime, Somebody I Used to Know.
Ellie, this has gone way too far.
I know. I don't know what to do anymore.
On a trip to her hometown, workaholic Allie reminisces with her ex Sean and starts to question everything about the person she's become. Things only get more confusing when she meets Cassidy, who reminds her of the person she used to be. So this is an Amazon Prime original film directed by Dave Franco. It's a sophomore effort, his first film. I think we covered on Fresh Releases. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was The Rental. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on here.
We did.
I figured why not continue that story even more by talking about his second film. Also, this was kind of released close to Valentine's Day, and it is a romantic comedy, so I felt like, get in the mood. Let's review this movie. Anyways, James, what do you think about this film?
Nothing more romantic than a mumblecore film where just things fall apart. Whether or not this movie is a mumblecore movie, it definitely has that feel. And we kind of talked about it with how Dave Franco was working with Joe Swanberg, and we assumed that that inspired a whole new light with him with writing the Rental and directing that movie. I think he also wrote that with Joe Swanberg. But now here he's doing his own thing, and this definitely feels like a throwback to all those Swanberg and Duplass movies. But whether or not this is improv or not, it still has that very indie improv feel to it. And it's a very fun watch. I'd say this is like the whole reason why I wanted to get into filmmaking. It's just nice to revisit a movie like this because it's been years since I've seen anything like it, even though it might not feel original to a lot of other casual viewers.
Yeah, most definitely. I felt like this film really comes out of the gate swinging, but it's such a simple kind of premise, but it's very relatable. I feel like multiple people have probably been in this situation. It definitely reminds you of your past life, maybe, I guess you could say. But yeah, I thought that this was like something that you could tell was written from a place of I guess, experience. It seems like maybe whether this is Alison Brie's story or Dave Franco's story or just a story maybe each of them may have lived in a past life. This definitely felt, authentic. And I think that's the main thing when it comes to like a mumblecore movie is that sense of authenticity. And that's really what elevates this movie.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things to relate to, and whether or not it's even just like visiting old towns and stuff too, just because it uses the set pieces very well within this movie and giving the very big contrast of her living in LA currently and then revisiting the home. And it's nice seeing familiar faces from other movies and TV shows too. Like Alison Brie, of course, is the star of the movie, but Kiersey Clemons, fantastic. Everything I've seen her in, she's always great. And it's been a long way since I swear we've seen her grow up with Dope, and now here we are like probably a decade later and stuff. And then also I forget the actress's name, but this is the second time we've seen her in a project. It was A Christmas Story 2, but the mother in this movie was the mother in A Christmas Story 2, who is also the lead character in Airplane. So just nice to see her so often now, I feel like.
Yeah, making another cameo on the channel, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely or no, that wasn't Christmas Story 2. That was the third Christmas story, technically, if you're A Christmas Story Christmas.
Okay, there.
I thought you were talking about, because we've also talked about Christmas Story 2 on this channel, so I was like, I've erased that from my mind.
You're right. Yeah. So A Christmas Story Christmas is what that one was called, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I think I might have said A Christmas Story. I always messed that one up. Is it Christmas Story? Whatever. Anyways, we're here to talk about Somebody I Used to Know. And no, that's actually not the Gautier song. That's not what we're talking about today. Featuring Kimbra.
I was really expecting that song to play at some point, especially the end credits. I wasn't expecting Semi-Charmed Kind of Life to end the movie, which, was a nice welcome pace because it kind of gave that old American Pie feel. And even some of the jokes, especially with the mother, like felt like reminiscent of watching like Eugene Levy and Jennifer Coolidge in an American Pie kind of movie and stuff, like, which really caught me off guard because there is always like those kind of over the top moments in mumblecore movies, but it's usually just a quick like gag that happens and like changes scenery. But like this, it was like a running joke and was surprisingly just a little raunchy for a movie that you didn't expect to get raunchy.
Yeah, most definitely. I felt like this film, tackled, our indie down and dirty elements to it, but then also had like these fun little motifs, like you said, with like Semi-Charmed Kind of Life. And then it had moments where it did feel like that 90s movie or early 2000s, comedy. But yeah, I think what I appreciated the most was just all the mumblecore elements that were there, just a down-to-earth story that's very relatable. And it's Alison Brie's somebody I've probably watched a decent amount of movies from, but it's never really somebody who comes to mind of like, oh, I actually really enjoyed her performance in this. But this was one of those movies where I'm like, oh, I think she really did a great job. She's very relatable, and you definitely root for her throughout the movie.
Yeah, 100%. There's no, like, one thing I always like about mumblecore movies is there's characters that you might like less than others, but there's never really a character to necessarily hate just because you can relate to every single character within the movie or just take certain sides at any point within the movie. And that's the case with this too. And yeah, it's just a great performance from her. I've only really seen her in a couple movies, like you said. It's always been like kind of side characters and comedies, but remember really liking her in that movie Sleeping with Other People, I think it was called, with Jason Sudeikis, and then seeing her in this again. She kind of had a minor role within The Rental, and it was nice to see her get like a full-length role within her husband's movie. Like, I hope Dave Franco keeps making movies like this. I'm sure won't have real trouble like getting, just because he is like a big name for the most part and stuff. Enjoyed seeing him back in front of the camera with that Jamie Foxx Daybreak movie, but nice again seeing him behind the camera because it's fun and he knows how to make a movie well and make it look pretty too, because one of the things mumblecore movies never did was really make their movies look pretty, and this one does.
Yeah, most definitely. It always felt like the improvisation was the first thing there, and then maybe getting like a decent camera, but setting up shots, that was never really in the conversation when it comes to mumblecore filmmaking. It was always story, which I think we appreciated, but seeing a good story like this film has, and then also pretty good cinematography. It's not like Terrence Malick, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's got the coloring and everything too, something that mumblecore movies just don't have. And not to talk crap because I love a lot of those movies too, but I know if I put them on my 4K 58-inch TV, I'm just gonna be like, oh, what the hell is this? This looks awful. I need to watch this on a tube TV instead. But yeah, it's a fun movie. It's definitely not going to be for everyone. I think it's meant for people who are into mumblecore rom-com movies and stuff. If you're just looking for like a great movie, like rom-com drama and stuff, like, you are going to get that, but these kind of movies aren't for everyone. I know a lot of people hate this specific subgenre of dramedies and stuff, but I really enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought about the movie. A great way to help support the shows by watching and leaving a comment. Let us know what you thought about it. You can also help us out by renting it through our Amazon affiliate link in our description box below.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, check all our social media links down below for Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and our own Letterboxd accounts. That'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.